So now we have come to the second part of today's video, line number 70. And speak of phrase, to whom she will speak? She will speak to Nerissa. As if like Nerissa is a kind of attendant to her. And she will speak to Nerissa regarding all those foolish fights and other things. So like a boastful teen, what she will do? She will speak about battles, about quarrel with his. I am using the term his because she will be in disguise. So better to use the term his, otherwise there will be a confusion. She will do what? She will speak about all those fights, quarrel, or misunderstanding with his friends to Nerissa. So make a firm to make or to deliver a firm message. There is no chance of thinking Portia or the disguised Portia as a man, as a woman. She is purely a man. Like a fine bragging youth, like a boastful youth. Further, and speak of phrase like a fine bragging youth and tell quaint lies, means silly lies. She'll speak few of those silly lies to Nerissa. How honorable ladies, what are the lies? How honorable ladies shout my love. How graceful, gracious, respected, rich ladies wanted to have his love, wanted to fall in love with him. Such a kind of foolish things she'll speak, which I deny, which she rejected. They fell sick and tired. Those ladies being rejected by Portia fell sick and died. So all these things she'll do in order to make people believe that it's a fine bragging youth. There is no scope for anyone to suspect Portia as a lady. Such behavior will obviously prove present Portia as a boastful youth. I could not do with her. I could not do anything. I could not accept their proposal. They fell sick and died. Those honorable ladies fell sick and they expired ultimately. Then I'll repent. Then she will shed crocodile's tear. She will cry. She will feel sad. She will repent in front of all the co-passengers in the ship. She will say, so sad. And wish for all that I had not killed them. And silently, with the whispering voice, she will repeat, she will speak to everyone, in front of everyone, that I should have accepted their love proposal. A kind of murder she has committed, as if she will say that I should not have killed them. They got killed by me. So all these melodramatic activities will be performed on the ship. And as usual, you know the reason, only to keep people believing that she is not a lady but a gentleman, not gentleman, a fine bragging youth, a boastful fellow. Next, she actually does not want to get exposed at any option. And 20 of these funny lies I'll tell. Such kind of 20 lies she will use, that men shall swear that I have discontinued school above a 12th month. And there will be a firm belief among the people, among the co-passenger, that this young fellow or the teen has left the school just 12 months back or a year back. That means just a dropout fellow who just completed his school. That means very young, enthusiastic, energetic, highly spirited boy. There is no possibility of this fellow to be a lady or a gracious one, a foolish fellow. I have within my mind 1,000 raw tricks. She has crude tricks in her mind. Crude, C-R-U-D, crude tricks in her mind that I'll execute. Of these bragging jacks, saucy fellows, but you'll write interesting acts. So she has thousands of tricks like this, like these interesting events, which I'll practice, that she will execute. Where? While traveling to Venice via ship. But come, I'll tell you all my whole device when in my coach. Now, coach stands for the horse driven cart. Now, she will be in a cart. She will be in a cart with her dear friend Nerissa. And what she will do? Now, she will not explain anything to Nerissa, but while her travel to the tranect or the jetty, she will tell everything to Nerissa, because they will go to the tranect or the jetty using a cart, private car. That time they did not have car, so cart. So while going to that very place, she will describe all her devices, all her plans to Nerissa, which stays for hours at the park gate, which means the cart is waiting for them. Stays for us means waiting for them at the entrance of the palace of Portia, park gate. Portia did not have court yet. It was a kind of park in front of her house. That is further explained in Act 5, Scene 1. And therefore haste away. Therefore, move forward. We must measure 20 miles today. We must cover up 20 miles today. That means the distance between Venice and Belmont is 20 miles. One question from the last part that often occurs. Bassanio took the loan of 3,000 ducats from Shylock by the name of Antonio. Immediately that night he left Venice. So 20 miles he covered in one day. Further, he did not wait in Belmont to play the game of casket. Within 1 or 2 days, he played the game of casket, and ultimately he won. And that day only, the day of marriage, that was within 2 or 3 days, these native friends like Salerio, Lorenzo, appeared in Belmont and told him to go to Venice. And it took hardly 1 day to reach Venice. So there is a kind of confusion in timing in this very part. We can expect little bit of error in everything. There was a great poet, Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Poetry is like, or any work of literature is like our human life. Our human life is not perfect. So we cannot expect all the writings to be perfect in all the corners. If we go to this very part, often I have been asked by the students that why is it? We should not give much importance to that timely difference that is mentioned here. Since the value of Merchant of Venice is more than this error is not that strong as the quality of writing of Shakespeare. So this is no issue at all. Forget about the timing disorder that we have here. But we should know that one. We should know this, then let us forget that. At least no one should question us later or should not tell us that we don't know. Second thing, disguise is very important part in Shakespearean drama. It is not only in Merchant of Venice. Already in Merchant of Venice it is done twice. Once Jessica eloped in disguise of a servant boy, and here we are finding Portia and Nerissa. They are moving away to Venice in disguise. Actually, this disguise is a very prominent part in Shakespearean play, because these plays were not to be read when these were made. These are not made for reading, but for live performance on the stage. So, obviously, people expected some sort of amusement in different forms, and obviously, if the spectator, they find the men in women form or the women in men form, that would surely produce an abundant, torrential amount of happiness, amusement. So, disguise is a dramatic act. It is not a simple mere thing in order to continue the drama. Not like that. It is intentionally added in dramas most of the dramas of Shakespeare, whether it is tragedy or comedy, even in King Lear we have such kind of disguise in tragedy. In Twelfth Night we have where the chief character, main character Viola disguised herself as a man, and here also. So one of the most important things here, the disguise. Number two, this is a kind of bridge between Act 4 Scene 1 and Act 3 Scene 3. So there should not be immediately, Bassanio will reach Venice and there will be judgment. That should not be there immediately. Some sort of plot change is there. So it will add more colors to the drama. So here ends that part. In the next video, we will discuss the workbook. Thank you. I wish you will watch this one in full screen. Thank you.